I'm Caleb Brooks with the AHSAA Radio Network. I'm at Media Days here at Southern Union Community College for some of these high schools over here in East Alabama. Joined by Notasulga head coach, Coach Anthony Jones. And, Coach, for you guys at Notasulga, last year, wasn't a terrible year, but wasn't the year that you had envisioned going into the season. What were your thoughts on last year and what you guys were able to do?
It's like I tell people, you never, football injuries can happen, but the injuries we had last year, I never had, I didn't never seen a team have that many injuries, especially on the 1A level. Because I tell people all the time, one player get injured, that's 3 positions you're going to lose. Yep. And like I said, the guys I bought this morning, the Media Days, all 3 of those guys played hurt last year. And they didn't, 2 of them didn't go through spring because one had surgery on his shoulder, the other one had surgery on his wrist. My quarterback broke his ankle week 2. My best lineman broke his hand. 2 of my D linemen was concussion protocol, and they really never got back. And we found out one had a cyst on the brain when it happened, but God is good. He's cleared to play, and he's back this year, and he's got something to prove. So he's ready, and he was a freshman, good D line. But I think I played a lot of young guys last year, 8th and 9th graders, which at the varsity level they scared, they nervous, and
they're just not physically there either.
No, body's not where it need to be. But toward the end, they got better. They confident got better. They was playing. They was making some plays. I had a couple of guys. I had to start at linebacker, made some good plays there, and came back. Fast forward to the spring, had a great spring. Some of these guys had some great growth spurts too. They came up looking. 5'8", 5'9". Now they standing 6 foot, 6'1", over 200 pounds. Just look like a whole different person. So, and they've been working hard. Been going through some 707s and 1111s, and they've been competing. We've been getting that in that weight room. So I'm anxious about August 23rd to see how they gonna show up and play.
You guys last year, you got off to a good start, won the opening game of the season, and that's probably when you were the most healthy. And then and as you talked about the injuries, I don't think it's an excuse; it's a fact. You had to deal with those injuries, and when you're at the 1A, if you're at Hoover, you're at Phoenix City, who's going right now at Media Days. You can deal with a few injuries. When you're at a place like Notasulga or Wadley or any of these other type places, one injury can really affect you in a negative way. What are some of the things that y'all have kind of done this summer to make sure that these guys can stay healthy and maybe, have a little bit more endurance to get through some of this stuff?
What we did was we talked to Dr. Bob up here, and what he gave me he implemented a lot of just stretching, just different stretching. These guys, they take stretching for granted. And now we stretch 45 minutes, just getting loose. We bought bands, so we do more with the bands, working on flexibility. We do a lot of more running because, like I said, we don't have a lot of depth this year. We have a small team, about 25 of us, but hey, that's all you really need. To be honest with you, when I was growing up, Pike County won championship with 18 people.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully I can get me some type of luck like that, because also, like I tell people, to win a championship, you got to have some luck.
Oh, yeah.
It don't all come from skill. It don't all come from just being good. You got to have some luck along the way. So I'm just teaching it to these guys, that effort and just fight, man. And it's just really been a good ride with this group of seniors, and I just hope, that they just go out on a good note.
For you and coaching, this is your first head coaching opportunity at Notasulga. What has it been like from day one to now? Where have you kind of felt like you've grown the most as a coach during your time at Notasulga?
Patience has been a lot for me, because of just you want it fast and you want to see results fast, but most of the time it takes a little time to do it. And especially when you're at the 1A level, you have to come up and grow your kids from 8th and 9th grade, because you also have them in junior high, because we all together. So you watch them grow. And as myself, I'm the elementary PE teacher, so I'm watching them as kindergartners, and I'm just watching them grow on up until they get to me. And that's the thing, You have to have patience with a lot of young kids. Like I tell you, this is not college. You don't get them already ready. You got to get them ready. And you don't get to go pick what you want. You just got to take what you want, and you got to make it work. And, you know, we've had our good successes. I've been there. Going into my 5th year, we've been to the playoffs 4 straight times. We won the region. We had a 1A player of the year. We had a defensive winner up. He might win it this year. He's back. We had some all-state guys, all region. And the best thing we've had, I've signed 11 guys since I've been there to scholarship. So
that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I tell them it don't matter where you are. It's just about you playing. They'll find you if you're a good player.
No doubt.
So that's all I try to instill in them, and hopefully that they'll understand that.
You know, as you mentioned, it's year 5. This is going to be really kind of one of the first groups that you have that you've kind of been with them from 7th grade playing football all the way on up. You know, obviously next year's senior class will be the first from 7th grade up, but it's one of the first groups that you've really kind of gotten to really see grow and develop now. Are you kind of feeling some pressure on yourself now here in year 5 to start delivering?
No doubt. No doubt. The pressure, every day I look at them and I just see the growth I've had with these guys from when I tell them, hey, step this way, let's do it this way, and now they doing it. So I'm saying I know they know what to do, but it's all about just putting it together, because like I said, it don't matter how long you've been playing this game, you still get nervous. You know, you still have your moments, you have your brain freezes and stuff. And like I tell them, you know, even when you mess up, just go full speed. Like if you go full speed, nobody now even know you messed up. But don't put the attention on you when you mess up. So I'm like I said, man, this group is very special to me, and I'm hoping that they just do what they've been coached up to do. And I tell them every day, when they do the stuff we ask them to do, is successful. But when you try to do it your way, it's a negative way. So hopefully you'll understand. Just do what I'm supposed to do. Do your job. Those are the slogan T-shirts we made this year. Do your job. Don't do the next man's job, because if you, like I said, if you do his job, that means your job is being undone, and that could be the point that make or break the game.
Yeah.
Just trust that man beside you. He been in this hole with you for the last 4 years. He got to know what to do as well as you got to know what to do, and it'll work.
Do you kind of feel like a year like last year, as tough as it was, also helped make you a better coach because you actually had to do some more coaching with the younger guys? We had, yes. I mean, we stayed in meetings for a while because, like I say, when this guy got hurt, man, okay, we got to move this guy here. Now we got to change this. And he can't do it like he did it, but he can do it a different way. So let's move, let's tweak it a little bit. You gotta scheme hard because, like I said, everybody knew last year Darryl Brown was getting the ball. It wasn't even you couldn't hide it. So we tried to spread them out a little bit and work. We put a good athlete we had at quarterback, Jimmy Pitts, one of the guys who played in the All-Star game last week and played well. Yeah, played real well.
I'm hoping that his college career takes off for him because he deserves it. He did a lot of things for us as a senior. He's a receiver, but we asked him to do other things, and he never questioned the fact. It was to help the team, and that's what he did. And he also played with a club on his hand. He broke his hand against Watley. No, he broke his hand against Verbena. And he put a club on his hand because, we thought he was out for the year. And he cried. But we talked to him. When we went and got it x-rayed, they said, well, you club it up, you can go. He said, well, I'm going, And not only that, man, he caught touchdown passes with a club on his hand.
That's the type of guy you like having.
Man, I wish I had 18 of those type of guys. In his last playoff game, we lost to Georgiana, had him beat, but he caught 15 balls over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mason almost returned the kick that set us up to win the game, but we came up short. And I told the guys, it just wasn't our time. Yeah. We showed up, we fought, but the injuries. We couldn't overcome it.
And that's a pretty good team y'all played.
Yeah, they was number 3 in the state at that point in time. And we ended up losing, I think we lost 40-34, shootout. Mm-hmm. We came, I told them, we're not coming all this way just to lay down. We coming to fight. And if you fight, all you got to do is look up in the fourth quarter. If you still in the game, you got a chance. And that's all I tell them. That's the motto. Just stay in the game. Don't do nothing to lose the game. Just stay in the game, because if you can stay in the game, anything can happen.
Exactly. You see that on Sundays all the time with NFL teams that do that. So, entering into this year 5 under you, there's kind of everybody's comfortable with each other now. You're comfortable with the players comfortable with you. What would you set as the expectations and the goals going into this season for this team?
Well, I told them last year when I found out that the Alabama High School Association had moved it, the Super 7 was back in Auburn again. I said, guys, what a way to go out. You get to play in your own backyard. Yeah. The Super 7 is in your backyard this year. I said, but no doubt, it's just like when we looked at it on Friday Night Lights when they made it and they put that board up. I said, look at these teams now. Look at these teams. Look at the championships these teams have won. They want to get back too, But I think the things could play in our favor. Linden has a new coach this year, but I know him. We went to college together. Good guy. Mapleville got a new coach. I don't know who they got, but it's still Mapleville. They're gonna play tough. And a lot of other things that I told these guys when we went and looked at rosters. Everybody had a senior or the team last year. Everybody we played we was a lot of senior night team we played with senior night. These guys graduating 15, 16 seniors. This is 1A football.
That's a lot for 1A.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we had our senior night, we had 4. And I looked back over there in that end zone and seen all that coming back. I just man, we gotta go to work.
Oh, I'm sure
we gotta go to work. Yeah. When look, I was texting them guys over the break for Christmas. Hey man, we getting back in this weight room in January. We gonna hit it hard. We gonna run a little bit. And hey, I got seniors now. I got 10 seniors on this team this year. I said, man, I shouldn't even have to be in the weight room. You know what we're doing?
Yeah.
And if you want to have a successful year, you shouldn't have no slacking in here. Everybody need to be on one accord and get it done. And that's what we do sometimes. We let the seniors lead. I look in the weight room. They getting it in. They got the music playing that mess they listen to. Even though I'm not that old, I don't understand some of the stuff they be saying. But if I go in and play my Outcast or something like that, they looking at me like, Coach, what is this? Man, this is music, man. What's she talking about? That's even when I go in, I lift with them some days. I run with them some days. Some days they'll call me out. They do something, I got to run. If they don't do it, you got to run. But you're going to run anyhow. So, but this year, I told them that we're going to do some things on defense. Every touchdown they give up, you're going to run. If you don't give up something, the defensive coaches will run. Same thing with offense. If we set something, hey, we want to put up 400 total yard, your offensive coaches got to run. If we lay an egg, double running for you because you're gonna run.
Yeah.
So we put up some goals, but like I said, man, I want a lot, but a region title will be good. We haven't had one in 4 years, and it's tough in that region.
Oh yeah,
it's tough, man. And the last 2 years, we've been the 4th seed in the region. That lets you know how tough that is.
No doubt.
And we've been, like I said, we won it once. We was the 2nd seed at one time, but now. Like I said, Lochapoka's going to be a whole lot better. Watley's still going to be tough. Lynette's still going to be tough.
Yeah.
Billingsley was tough last year, and you add us in there. Then we got a Tocqueville and Verbena, still young teams. But the Tocqueville's going to be a little better this year as well.
Sure.
So these teams are not going to lay down for you just because of who you are. They want a chance to continue to play up into that December time too. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, we're a week away from putting on the pads and getting it going, and I think that everybody, you can tell with all the teams that have come through here, all the coaches, everybody's itching to just get back to playing football now.
Yeah, we just want to see how these guys are going to come back, especially if some of us had the disappointing years and some of us that had the successful years. It's still the same. We just want to see how these guys are going to compete now.
Yeah, that's a year-by-year type thing. Well, Coach, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and good luck to you guys. Hopefully you guys can stay healthy this year, and if you do, I look forward to really seeing what you guys can do because I think you got a chance to have a good year.
Well, I'm hoping that y'all, I'm down there in Jordan Hare in December. Everybody giving me a trophy.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can see you there, Coach.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. I appreciate it.
Okay.